Where do I find a focus? I really should have done a test run and watched this clip back to see if I'm in focus. I didn't want autofocus. So, okay, I guess I'll put this part at the beginning. I don't want to do autofocus. Hold on, let me get back in focus. I don't want to do autofocus because the thing with autofocus is that when you bring things like this, I knew I was going to bring my book. I'm going to bring my book up into the frame. When I bring it up into frame, sometimes the lens will focus on this and then take away from being focused on me. And then you're in this like constant breathing of the lens, and the lens is searching what to focus on. It would have been really distracting for a vlog where I'm talking about something like takeaways in life, applications, and all that. So that's why I was in manual. That's why I am in manual focus. Since I'm putting this clip at the beginning. Enjoy the video. Check, check, check. There we go. I just learned a new tool on this camera. I'm in manual focus now, and there's this big blue. One second. I just learned this. This is my setup. I have that light. All the other lights are turned off, and I got little lights in the background. But this is what this looks like. And I guess when I'm in focus, I don't have anything around me. But then when I'm out of focus, like that, it means I'm too close or too far. That's so cool. I didn't know this tool existed. Okay, back to the video. It is a little distracting though, all these colors going on. I brought my camera around today, but I didn't really feel like filming anything. I mean, I guess I didn't really go anywhere much. I went to a coffee shop to work and then in and out on the way home. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts recently, and one of the bigger ones that I've kind of come back to is called Modern Wisdom, and it's hosted by this guy Chris Williamson, and he has a lot of guests on, and I've taken notes on some things that have stood out that feel applicable to me right now, because I feel like I just have 7 or 8 ideas up in the air at any time. It just helps to write them down, and because they're applicable, I wrote them down. So, Jimmy Carr is a comedian. In one of the episodes, 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 25 seconds, they talk about imposter syndrome. Jimmy Carr says this: if you aren't feeling imposter syndrome every 18 months, you aren't pushing yourself hard enough. 98 minutes and 4 seconds, they talk about inspiration is perishable, act upon it immediately. I think that was with Alex Hermosi. Also with Alex Hermosi, he says, life rewards specific asks and punishes vague wishes. You're free to change your mind tomorrow. You can change your mind anytime you want. Which reminded me of another quote that says, you're allowed to change your mind or make different decisions tomorrow because you didn't have all the data or all the information you had when you made your decision. And then I saw a video with Adam Savage, who was one of those guys on Mythbusters, and there's a video that was titled, should you choose a job for money or joy? Pay attention to surprising emotions. He says, chase how you want to feel, which was a really interesting one because a lot of times especially when I talk to Appa about things, when we talk about what he wants for us as his kids, he says a lot about being like respected and how you're perceived, because it's a level of, there's a level of emotion and pride and not dealing with shame when it comes to like some things. And I understand that that's something that comes from his background and his experience. But do I want to chase that at the expense of my happiness or at the expense of my life? For the rest of my life, I want to have this sort of constant push and pull with, I don't want to be doing this, but I want to do this for other people so that they see me in a certain way. Yeah, when thinking into the future and thinking about how you want things to be, think about how you want things to feel, which is what Appa says, and like you want to feel proud of what you're doing, and you want to feel respected by your peers and by other people. But at what cost does that come? And so, as I've been writing in this journal more and more about ideas and thoughts and different things, I came across a TikTok and some people who had suggested this book, and I ordered it, and it came in today, and it's called The Artist's Way. And the cover says, A Spiritual Path to Higher Creativity. And there's a lot of artists who have gone through this constantly. And I've only skimmed the first couple things, but first part is every day you wake up and you write 2 pages. Every week, you take yourself on a date, on an artist date, something that makes you feel young, something that makes you feel inspired by the creativity. And I was skimming the preface, and it says, stop telling yourself it's too late. Stop waiting until you make enough money to do something you'd really love. Stop fearing that your family and friends would think you are crazy. Stop telling yourself that creativity is a luxury and that you should be grateful for what you got. And that feels so applicable right now with where I feel like creatively I've got all these ideas. I feel like there is more to be done, but it's hard with working a job and wanting to do this on the side. This is a 12-week journey that you're supposed to go on, and it's a commitment, and you gotta commit to yourself to do this. Something that I'm really looking forward to. I am not completely sure how it's going to change, but from all the YouTube videos, from all the TikToks and all the reviews, it's helped a lot of people unlock their creativity, unblock their creativity, and I'm excited to use it to inspire more creativity and let that flow through. When I start this, I don't know, but it hopefully is going to be very, very soon. But that is where I'm at. That is what I wanted to talk about today. This video has already been 10 minutes long, and I think it's time for bed. So, bye Umma, bye Appa. Thanks for coming along and listening to some of the takeaways that I've had in my life so far this week. And because I have so much in the air, it feels good to get it out. So, I'll talk to you tomorrow.